Hi, today we will install a Formula bandsaw, in this case the S640P with a 9 horsepower motor. The machine arrives wrapped in plastic as you see, with the motor and parts boxes secured inside the wrapping. The table is also separated from the machine here, and it should be noted that you will find it extremely helpful to have an assistant help with this project. You'll want to start with the motor install first. A scrap block of wood here helps support the bulk of the weight while we situate things. And the motor, though boxed separately, is pre-wired to the machine, so all we have to do is bolt it in place. Here you can see my young Padawan helping me guide the motor and hold it while I run the belts around the pulleys and get the bolts situated in their proper holes. As you can see, this can prove a little tedious and require some finagling, but just be patient and you'll get it. Once we have the motor nearly set in place, I like to make sure the belt is properly tensioned. I pretty much do this by feel most of the time, and I look for about a 1/4 inch deflection with moderate pressure. Ultimately, the best test is to start the machine and listen. If it squeaks too much at startup, then add some tension until you get it just the way you like it. After everything is tensioned, go ahead and cinch the nuts and bolts of the motor mounts, and go ahead and also do some zip tie management for the main wire. I'd also like it noted that our machines show up without a power cord, so you'll need to make arrangements with a licensed electrician to properly hook up the machine in a way that suits your shop needs, unless you feel comfortable connecting your own wires. And if you don't already have an outlet, I highly recommend using twist lock plug connections. Next, we will install the table. This is pretty straightforward. Here we just need to seat the trunnions in their cradles and cinch up the bolt that holds everything in place. This is the same bolt which is loosened whenever you want to tilt the table. Time to clean the cosmoline off the table. Good catch there. And I also teach my young Padawan how to use a rag. Tap the throat plate into place and then use the leveling screws to get it just right. The second E-stop gets bolted to the table's edge. Install the foot brake pedal to the internal lever with the 2 bolts provided. Next, we slide the fence into place and install the other parts that were shipped loose, namely the guidepost lock knob and the lower blade guard. I have never met a perfectly level concrete floor, and this here is no exception. As you can see, we have a rocking saw. You are provided with 4 leveling bolts, the 3 with heads and the 1 that can recess. I generally only need to pick 1 corner, preferably one of the rear corners to stop the rocking. But if your floor is really bad and you need to or want to use a leveler on all 4 feet, then the recessed one gets used where the door opens. And there you can see the rocking is stopped. The guide mounting hardware is pretty self-explanatory when it comes to setting these up. You basically position them so that the blade track is centered between the guides. Here you can see me tensioning and tracking a blade as we get ready to make some test cuts. D-Day has arrived. I can't think of a better test cut than to resaw some nice hardwood like this poplar here. Nice. No wandering, fast cutting. You can really feel the power of this saw. Look at those clean, fresh cut surfaces and great book matches. Poplar is really an underrated wood. Our young Padawan resawing his first board. Yeah, looking pretty good. Good concentration, nice form. Yeah, I think he's gonna work out. The sweet joy of victory. The Formula S640P with up to 9 horsepower and 24 inches of resaw. You can be a brute, a maestro, or both.